Well,
So
I think everything down in Albany is under control now, isn't it? I mean, they're not moribund, are they?
certainly that's not the word. It's it's going to be a very tough year, but
Is
at
it?
the same time, it's encouraging because I feel that we really have to turn things around in the state. We have to turn around the economy. We have to change the tax structure and how we do business. And this new governor wants to do that. That's something that really needs to be done. So even though we're going to have to make some tough decisions, I think for the sake of our future and our kids' futures that we have to make these changes.
Yeah, Cuomo, what do you think of him?
So far, so good. I don't agree with him on everything, but I also think that he understands that the state is on the brink of disaster. We're teetering on a cliff, and if we don't make some policy decisions, then we really don't have a future because, Reed, we can't compete with other states. We're just not competitive anymore. We've got the highest tax burden in the entire country. Everybody knows about it. We've got the most red tape and regulations. We've got all kinds of things against us. We spend way too much money. And, so those are the things that we really have to tackle. And so the new governor gets that, and he's talking about the right things.
Well, if he notices, we just lost, was it one or two representatives in the House because of the loss of population. People are hiking up their skirts and running.
That's exactly right, and that's one of the symptoms of what's going on because people and jobs are fleeing the state.
Yeah.
One of the big issues, of course, is property taxes, and we're trying to make some changes in that front too. But when I talk to senior classes around my district, I always ask the kids, I say, how many of you plan on staying here after you graduate? Maybe 1, 3, up to 5 kids raise their hands. Everybody else wants to leave, and that's our biggest export in New York State, our young people, and that has to change too. And we want to have career opportunities here so that they don't have to leave. We want to have prosperity again and hope again in New York State. And the bottom line is we have to change how we do business, and the Senate is going to work very hard with the governor. Of course, the Assembly could be a stumbling block in some cases, but I'm really hopeful they'll come along this year.
Yes, I'm sure. As you point out often, and it echoes in my mind, we unfortunately, upstate New York, are kind of out of luck in many ways because the whole government of New York is now basically run by the downstate New York City crowd.
It was that way last year, but now this year we've got the Senate back in the majority, and I think that is going to make a huge difference because my conference has always been the protectors of upstate, and you have to have that balance in the state. You have to have the balance between New York City and upstate. New York City is an important part of the state, obviously, too, but it was all New York City all the time for the past 2 years, and they have different priorities than ours. They just want to keep raising taxes, raising spending, and we just can't do that anymore. So we can stop the bad things in the Senate, and we can really push the good things, and I'm really hopeful we can get some great results.
Well, thank you for calling in, Kathy. Is there anything else you wanted to say? We appreciate it very much.
Well, I just want to say to Mort, I just absolutely love him. He's a great, great man. He's done so much for people with Alzheimer's especially. I don't know if he shaved this year or not. Is he shaved, or did he grow his winter beard?
He's got a big old beard on.
Does it? Good for him. But he's been a very dear friend. He's been a good voice to me because he gives me good advice when I see him. And so I just want to say thank you to him for what he's done on the show, what he's done for people in the community, and I want to thank him for being my friend.
Kathy, thank you for your kind comments, but I have some negative feelings about our state government. I mean, any group of guys that takes the best looking women out of this area and sends them up to Albany ought to be arrested.
Oh, Mort, you haven't lost it, that's for sure.
That's
You're
Mort.
still going strong. But, I'm glad that you'll be able to relax a little bit and sleep in on Saturdays. And but still, I would love to hear from you every now and again if you get the time, okay?
Okay, well, thank you very much, and tell Dan he's doing a heck of a good job.
Hold it,
Okay,
hold it. Kathy was saying she wanted to hear from me once in a while, not you.
Well,
Thanks again, Kathy, and God bless you. I hope you have a great season. You're supposed to come up and talk to our people here personally very shortly anyway, and I just can't wait.
I look forward to it also. So have fun today.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye, Mort.
Bye, Kathy, and thank you.
Take care.
That was Kathy Young. She's our New York State Senate representative, and I certainly hope that she continues for a long, long tenure. She has certainly done a lot for our county. All right, now, as I was indicating, John Hamels, who's not unfamiliar to you, he's been on often, and he's hosted a couple of shows, and he's a terrific let's say, entrepreneur of the word. He really knows what he's saying and how to do it. He is also a past teacher, a past principal, a past superintendent of schools, and a past president of a school board. So he has an educational background par excellence. He lives in a beautiful home up in the peaks, the hills of Ripley, and he does a great job in terms of his broadcasting skills for us. He is now going to become our editorial hand, which Mort was doing and has retired from. He's just ready to roll, and no more nonsense. You know him anyway. So the doctor is in. Doc, you're on.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, thanks for the opportunity, you guys, for having me here. I haven't gotten booted off the show yet, and I've been on this thing, I don't know how many times, probably close to 20 times over the years. 15 years worth. I think retwisted my arm quite a long time ago over a bridge game, if I remember right. But start off, I just want to congratulate Mort for 15 years at the helm here in this position. When Reed wrote to me and asked me if I would take over this role, I said, I won't be the geezer. The geezer is the geezer, and Mort will always be the geezer. But the name doesn't really tell you a lot about Mort, and if you've watched the show, you know the man is loquacious. He's intelligent par excellence. How's that, Mort? That's a good one. He's just extremely talented and intelligent. He's in Rotary with me, and we've had some extremely interesting conversations over the years about you name it. We've talked about it. And so I will try to continue his legacy here in this particular chair each Saturday morning. Unlike Mort, I will now be getting up regularly early to get here, but that's okay because I too am retired and I probably should be getting up earlier each Saturday morning. But again, congratulations, Mort, and no, you won't be a stranger to any of us. We'll be seeing you here from time to time, and I definitely will be seeing you at Rotary. So, all right, well, I was good. Thinking about what in the world am I going to say on my first time in this chair, because it's very different than where Reed is or where Mort's sitting, because as a guest you kind of have your message already pre-planned, and Reed, you never know what he's going to say, but he's the interviewer, and that's his job, is to kind of provoke conversation and so forth. But I had about 3 or 4 different topics I wanted to talk about, and I think Kathy really kind of got me started thinking about which topic I was going to talk about this morning. And first of all, if you haven't met Kathy Young, regardless of your political persuasion, what a wonderful person. I've had the grand opportunity to meet her on a number of occasions, and most recently at the Westfield Memorial Hospital. As many of you will know, she was very intricate and important to help us turn that whole situation over after the Berger Commission had basically put Westfield Memorial Hospital on ice and on death row, and now it's back on the books. It's vibrant. It's going to continue to thrive in our communities and serve all of us for many, many years to come, and we have Kathy in part to thank. Also, she's been a great supporter of schools and so forth, and that's what kind of brings me to my topic today, is that and Reed also kind of alluded to it, is this brain drain in Chautauqua County, New York State, and so forth, is that we've created a climate these days where young people, the first thing they want to do is go to Florida, California, Texas, wherever, because they think that's where all the jobs are and so forth. Well, in some cases, that's probably true because of the tax situation, but in many cases, it's kind of like a lie, because I've been finding many people are starting to return after 5-10 years of being out of state, and they realize that the quality of life that we have here in New York State is superior to many of those Sunbelt kind of states. And most recently, I was reading the paper, there was a question of the day. I think this was in yesterday's Post-Journal. It said, should more students be directed into vocational studies? And as Reed alluded to, I was an administrator for BOCES for many years, and one of my prime objectives was to get the word out about vocational or technical coursework in our county. We seem to poo-poo the person that puts on the blue jeans every day, gets their hands dirty, fixes things for us, and we look at them as probably less than someone that has a PhD or a MD or some silly initials after their names that supposedly makes them better than everybody else. Well, I have a PhD, and I can't fix my own car. I have to have family members come and help me with electrical and plumbing. So I'm here to tell you that that's just not the case in the real world. The real world is that it's run by folks that really know their arts and their trades, and we depend on them, and yet over the years we haven't really promoted them. So I'm here to say, and thank goodness the majority of the people in the poll that responded to it was 89% people said absolutely yes, we need to get our students into vocational trades as much as we can and give them something to do when they get out of high school or a two-year program so they can be marketable and to stay here in our community, help us build our county back to where it was at one time. And if you firmly believe in those kinds of things, folks, if you are a grandparent, a neighbor, you should be talking to young kids and start steering them towards those technical classes in school. I know I'm partial towards BOCES, and Reed's giving me a hurry up because this is my first time. I do this all day. Well, anyways, but to start to help them, guide them into the fields of technology and the trades, because it's a great place to be. And thanks again for listening to me. I'll be manning the phone, so give us a call, and let's hear what you have to say. Back to you, Reed.
Thank you. John Hamill's doing the job. Yeah, I do. This means cut. Let's go here. Or you've got a telephone call. We have a bunch of hand signals at work here. John, you were perfect. Thank you. I did want to add to John's comments that the four-year degrees here in New York State are wonderful too. They give you a little of the arts along with your craft, and they train people professionally in many ways. I particularly want to direct your attention to Fredonia, which is one of our many SUNY colleges, which do a wonderful job very cheaply. It is listed still as one of the top 10 in the world for the university training that you're getting there. And so let's hear it for Hoffner and all the people over there at Fredonia. They're doing a great job. Don't miss that. The two-year colleges are great too for picking up on, well, again, what are you going to do? If you don't have a plumber, you're out of luck. I don't care about having a rocket scientist around. Somebody who can do the plumbing is so important. It's critical when you got a water leak running through your house, when the toilet doesn't work. Enough said. We're going to take just a brief moment of meditation, if we have it. During which time we should consider how lucky we are up here in Chautauqua County. This is just a gorgeous, gorgeous place to live in the winter, in the summer, fall, and the spring. It is so super that the French, when they came through, in all the journals said, we are in the Garden of Eden. Oh, Chautauqua County, can you do it again? Beautiful. Thank you very much. We're just so fortunate around here. The beauty of the land in the winter, and oh, the sports and the fun. Okay, enough said. I got a guy here who isn't sure I'm going to let him go on because I'm doing all the talking. Mort Flexer. And Mort is retiring. He's now 86 years old and in good health, mentally and spiritually and physically. He has decided to retire from the Geezer, but he will be back on an alternate times because John won't be able to do it all the time.